Mommy needs it for a meeting.
That's why Federal Express has a tracking system that can tell you where your package is.
How about giving Mommy a hint?
Of course, once it gets there, you're on your own.
Oh, great.
Federal Express.
Henry, where are my keys?
Our most important package is yours.
When you've got something precious to carry, this is one way to do it. Here's another. Chevy Lumina Euro Sedan. Engineered with four-wheel independent suspension and standard anti-lock brakes. It's one way to help make sure your precious cargo is delivered safely. The cars more people depend on. Chevy Lumina. Family Circle's Domestic Family Car of the Year for the second straight year.
At John Nuveen and Company, we know the best resolutions are the ones you can keep. Ask your financial advisor how you can increase your spendable income with Nuveen tax-free investments. Or simply call this number.
Hey, which one looks like your beer?
I would say this one.
One on my left.
This is Budweiser. And here's Coors Extra Gold.
Wait, Bud, wait a minute.
58% of Bud drinkers preferred Coors Extra Gold in a taste test.
Looks like a better beer.
And guess what else?
What?
Coors Extra Gold was a two-time winner at the Great American Beer Festival.
It's very impressive.
Slow brewed for that real beer flavor and color, the way beer was meant to be. Which may be why
Extra Gold beats Bud.
Coors Extra Gold. If you're missing real taste, beer is back.
Looked up beer in the dictionary. You probably see a picture of Extra Gold next to it.
Denver's formula, last to first. Touchdowns scored last year when they went 5 for 11, 32, and they scored 32 touchdowns this year. But all the Broncos will tell you, it's the defense that has gotten them into the playoffs. And look at that number, 43 scores allowed last year, but 22 this season.
There's such a marked difference from 5-11 to a championship game, and it's every one of the offensive players from Denver, to a man, will say it's our defense that made the difference.
Buffalo without a first down, has the ball for the third time. And that's Tim Lucas as Thomas breaks that tackle and charges forward to the 28-yard line. Asswater and Smith, the two safety men, finally get Thompson down.
Lucas blitzed and again was unblocked. Nobody came near him. He's right in front of us. You see a clean shot. Now look at that man's balance. That's amazing. He can take a shot on the leg, keep his feet, good wide base, and keep moving.
Could have lost 2 game 4, flipped into the air, and wasn't intercepted by Cragen. A miraculous try, and it is Denver's ball. Greg Cragen caught that one like an outfielder.
Denver is really getting pushed. Ball coming right at us, and there's Cragen. Now, Cragen was stunning outside, wasn't really a factor, but he was so quick in responding to what he saw. Bats the ball, turns around, and then the ball in the air. These are always a problem when that ball goes straight up in the air, that one of the linemen will find it.
Ron Holmes, number 90, deflected the ball, and Cragen, a 265-pound nose guard, able to make that basket catch. So the ball at the 29-yard line, the Broncos' first turnover. And here it is again. This is a miraculous play by a man. You expect this kind of agility and effort out of a defensive back, not a nose guard. Look at this. Almost blindly. How do you even see it? Elway, the handoff to Green. He's caught from behind by Cornelius Bennett. Now, if you want more evidence of the speed of this 238-pound linebacker, Bennett from the other side of the field catching Gaston Green.
Now, Bennett has that quickness and come right back down the line of scrimmage. But I must say, Denver's going where they should with a running game. They're running to their left, away from him. What they need to do is bring a wide receiver in tight or someone to control Bennett on the backside of the play, then run left.
At the 30, Cornelius Bennett again.
Well, people are blitzing, Dick, and I can't believe it. And both clubs are having problems with it. They must not expect this defensive tactic. Now, you see Bennett come to the inside. That was Seals who really made everything get started. But on that right side, I'm telling you, Lanier and Wydell are having their problems. But the blitzes are having an impact in this ball game. Sure, they should continue them. You can get something out of them early, do it, but late it could mean your ball game. One big play. chance they can get there before one of these great receivers can break open deep down the field. And what I think may be happening is that special plays designed just for this game, for the other team, and vice versa, have been attempted, and they've been running right into blitzes and blowing up right in the face of the quarterback.
47-yard attempt by David Treadwell into the wind. It is no good. Hook to the left. There is a flag on the play. And Buffalo cheers. It is against Denver, so undoubtedly declined. And that interception
Holding.
by Cragen.
Number 88 on the offense. Penalty is declined. First down.
Does not produce any points. Buffalo denies with 4:41 left in the opener.
Security.
The sun upon my skin like a rock. Hard against the wind like a rock.
Only Chevy S10 Blazer 4x4 gives you America's favorite four-wheel drive system and the security of standard four-wheel anti-lock brakes. Chevrolet, at trucks you can depend on, at trucks that last.
Something's waiting inside the powerful 486 SX computer. A technology that will make it even more powerful. We call it Room for the Future. Introducing built-in upgradability. Check into it. From Intel, the computer inside.
My dad had ulcers, so when my stomach started acting up, I was afraid to go to the doctor. But the pain wouldn't go away, so I went. Was I relieved when my doctor said Mylanta? He said it was indigestion, not an ulcer, and my kind of indigestion called for a strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Open your eyes.
I do not believe in fairy!
Open your heart.
Peter Pan's my dad.
Open your imagination all over again. Hook, rated PG. Now playing at a theater near you.
With a last place schedule, many felt Denver had some soft spots in 1991 to account for their big comeback. But Buffalo, look, their opponents had a worse percentage of wins than Denver's. Thurman Thomas on first down, and the flags go down as Thomas tackled a yard shy of the line of scrimmage. Carl Mecklenburg, the veteran Pro Bowler, number 77, in on the stop.
Both these clubs are exploding defensively. The surface is just right for them. Good traction.
We have two
They can
fouls on the
concentrate.
play, both against the offense. Holding number 59 is declined. Holding number 51 is accepted. 10 yards, still first down.
So Mitch Farrat and Jim Richard, the two guards, both guilty, and they take the veteran Richards penalty, and it's 10 yards against Buffalo.
Carl Mecklenburg, playing inside now where he belongs as an inside linebacker, is a major force in this Denver defense, because when he attacks, he's big enough that he can take the guard apart, and he's quick enough to get there before the ball gets to his outside.
First and 20 for Kelly. To Lofton, complete at the 32-yard line. Charles Dimry up from a corner to make the tackle after a gain of 11.
The play was there. Now this is the best of football. Beautiful pattern by Lofton. The ball's thrown high, but look at the shots. Steve Atwater gets there just an instant late. Now that's the best of football. Beautiful execution offensively and defensively.
Draw to Thomas. And he pulls his way to the 37-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 3. Mecklenburg and Brooks in on the stop.
Well, we've gone most of a quarter, and Buffalo is yet to threaten. So Denver, you'd have to say at this point in the game, is sure as heck holding their own at least.
For their first down, and they may get it on a penalty as Kelly pulled back from center. We'll see whether Howard Ballard helped to draw the defense offside.
Prior to the snap, number 75, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
And when Ballard moves, the house does draw attention. He's 6'6" and 340.
Well, Ballard's got a problem because he's got Fletcher sitting over there on his side. Oh, it looks as though they're going to run a running play in the opposite direction. But they're moving Simon Fletcher around, and he is a devastating pass rusher. He's got he's got 13.5 sacks in regular season play.
One today. 3rd and 7. Kelly has the first down at the 41-yard line to the tight end, Keith McKellar.
Well, a week ago, McKellar was catching the ball and getting a chance to run. Now Kelly has to be perfect. He gets him the ball, and look, the instant he gets it, bang, from either side. He's got Atwater and Mecklenburg catching him just perfectly. In other words, you can't live on that play very long.
Here comes Thomas. He pushes outside, and he's into Denver territory at the 49-yard line.
Well, Thomas bounced a play that was designed to go inside. And he moves to the outside to make it work. And this is what concerned Denver. Because, as you'll see, you'll get a pulling guard, a pulling tackle. The play's designed to go in here, but watch it get to the outside. Everybody's responding to the blockers and failing to account for the great instincts that Thomas can show us.
It's 2nd and 1, and Thomas fighting for the yard and a first down. Mecklenburg and Warren Powers in on the stop.
Again, Thomas ready to bounce it. He sees all that trouble inside. Everybody's stacked up. He'll start jumping outside, and with that speed, he can be devastating. So the safety men or the perimeter defenders really have to be alert and not underestimate his ability to get out there and then outrun them to the sideline.
Close enough for a measurement at the 49. The 2:16 mark of this opening quarter. No score. And Buffalo another first down.
A good look at the two people we pointed out, Steve Atwater and Dennis Smith. Now you'll see this support right into the play almost immediately. Now watch Atwater come from that safety position and actually get to the line of scrimmage to make the stop. So these two big, powerful safeties at Denver are going to be all over the field today, and they're the guys who are going to take on Thomas.
And if Davis gives Thomas a blow, and it's Davis with a carry, protecting the ball as he drives for a couple up the middle. Mike Kroll, the brilliant rookie, back in for Denver. But it was Michael Brooks and Mecklenburg in on the stop. There's Kroll from Nebraska. He was the 4th player picked in the draft, and a solid one for the Broncos. He had 10 sacks, led all NFL rookies, and 4 forced fumbles to lead Denver. Very fast, 4.4 speed. Dump off to Davis. Guess who makes another tackle? Mecklenburg, his 5th of the game.
Now that was what we call a fast screen, in which Kelly will know that there'll be an unblocked man if he blitzes from the outside. And in this particular case, Kelly just demonstrated why he's a champion. He took the shot and threw the ball.
James Lofton is being attended on the near sideline, so Al Edwards, 85, in at his spot. Denver 44. Batted in the air and almost caught by Farrat. Since it had been batted by a Denver player, he could have caught that ball and run with it, but his instinct was to drop it like a hot potato. And it is 4th down for Buffalo. Farrat, who has very long hair, he tucks his hair into his shoulder pads. Sampson.
Now you have to give a lot of credit to Wade Phillips' defense. These guys are penetrating, but they're keeping their eye on the quarterback. And Cragen, in this case, again times it and gets that hand up just at the right moment. So a combination of athletic ability, but the coaching itself and bringing that out of the players.
Chris Moore's 3rd punt, dying in the air and bounding to Carlton Bailey, who touches it at the 24. Denver begins from that spot. Boy, what a weekend on NBC Sports next Saturday and Sunday. And on Sunday, we have 3 treats for you. First, an NBA doubleheader. That's about as close as those 2 guys will get. Michael and Isaiah. And then it'll be Portland and Phoenix with Clyde the Glide against the brilliant Kevin Johnson of the Suns. And then the Bob Hope final round of that Desert Classic. Lofton apparently taking a blow in the nose. No score. Final minute, first quarter. Elway from his 24. A little draw. And that's Green showing his speed. And he was 1 player from a touchdown. It was Mark Kelso. If he gets by Kelso, he has the speed to go the distance.
Nobody was going to catch him. He was on his way. And Kelso, this is the free safety's job to make the clean tackle when he's one-on-one. You'll see Kelso come from the screen, moving his feet, keeping his head up, and grabbing something. He had to get a hold of something.
Green's longest run, 19 yards and a first down for Denver. So the Bronco offense has moved the ball, and their defense has been tougher than expected by the Buffalo fans as we come to the end of this first period. Elway guns complete, and it's Vance Johnson out of bounds at the Buffalo 48-yard line with 4 seconds left in the quarter.
That's all timing. Elway takes 5 steps, throws off his right foot. You'll see the crossover by Johnson, the ball there, and then Johnson using his skills to stay in bound before stepping out of bounds. But that's all timing, and that's the kind of thing you see these guys do year after year, training camp after training camp. If it's there, they take it.
Ball goes out of bounds. They wind the clock, and that is the end of the quarter as the Denver Broncos heighten hopes in Rocky Mountain country with their performance in the first.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. In the 1980 AFC Championship game, the Oakland Raiders beat the San Diego Chargers, overcoming enormous odds to become the first wild card team ever to reach the Super Bowl. 2 weeks later in Super Bowl 15, the Raiders made history again. By becoming the first and still the only wild card team ever to win the Super Bowl, the Oakland Raiders were the best they can be.
If you want to move ahead in any career, you have to know what most employers want. Like how to work with a team, how to handle responsibility, how to take on a tough job and see it through. You can learn all these things in the Army. So when you do set off on the road to success, you'll already be in the driver's seat.
Thirsty. Let's drink here.
Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like regular Dr. Pepper. When you want one, there's no stopping the taste. Usually.
Love her, hold her, and remember our simple formula. At Dean Witter,
we measure success one investor at a time.
NBC Sports coverage of the AFC Championship is brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered.
Welcome back to Western New York and Buffalo. It's the Orchard Park here as we pull into Bridge Stadium. It's been home sweet home here for the Bills. They're 33-3. In the last 36 games, they had a 17-game winning streak here until the Detroit overtime loss in the final game of the regular season. No score as Elway goes to work, first down, and it's Green. Little delay, and then he punches off the left side to the 43.
Well, both clubs really must respect each other. That time, Leonard Smith, the strong safety, tried to blitz from the outside. The play went the other way, but he was going to be there in any case. And so you can see him sneaking up and then blitzing, but of course the play is going to break to the other side. Now you see the fullback lead, and then the tailback followed it right inside. Green following his fullback inside.
They spotted at the 44. They bring linebackers again, and Green is hit after a yard pickup. And as they unpile, credit the tackle to Shane Patrick Conlon.
You don't know when, Dick, either team will finally relax and begin to execute. Both are so hyper at this point that the defenses are disrupting both offenses. There isn't any real continuity offensively by either club. At some point, you'd assume one club or the other is going to relax, settle down, and begin to execute.
Pretty even. Denver 48 total yards, Buffalo 43. Shotgun Elway on 3rd down along 5, and he's got his man over the middle for a first down. It's Michael Young who caught 44 on the regular season to lead the Broncos. Now, Michael Young and Gaston Green, 2 former Los Angeles Rams who have found life in the Mile High City. Look at that, 3 years with the Rams. Gaston Green had only 451 yards. He had 1,000 this year. And down to the bottom, Michael Young, 4 years with the Rams, used sparingly, 35 catches. This year alone, 44.
They tease each other. Both sat together on the bench for the Rams. Watch the game for 60 minutes.
Elway off play action, going deep for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Kirby Jackson, who had 2 last week, gets 1 today.
It just wasn't there. It just wasn't there. Jackson was right with this. Excellent technique. You see just a little bit of a weave by Johnson, but Jackson's inside his receiver in perfect position. Uh-oh, that may call for a replay.
Now they're going to have to review that one.
They're going to have to take a look.
The ball clearly hit the ground. We're going to stay here. We're not going to commercial. It appears here that Kirby Jackson did not catch this cleanly. He has it there, but as he comes down.
It comes out.
Definitely.
It comes out. And I'm sure they'll look at it.
It was an interception. The play is being reviewed.
So if it is overruled, that would bring up a 4th down in punting position for Denver. Actually, they might rather have this interception. The ball's on the 2-yard line. You're not going to kick it much better than that.
They've got the field position they want.
Actually, the overrule might help Buffalo more than Denver.
Hey, 47. Jackson, you're off out there.
Kirby Jackson, meanwhile, celebrating, however briefly, his 3rd interception of the playoffs.
After further review, we have a reversal. The pass was incomplete. Still pushed on that way.
They'll get another chance. Excellent coverage. He just couldn't hold on to the ball. It was too much to ask. He had to twist his body all the way around and catch a football. But that previous play was a play pass designed to fool Jackson, and he was not fooled. He was in perfect position.
So 4th down and about 8. Well, they have a 4th down marker up. And a first down over here. Well, it can't be both, and it certainly isn't first down. Now 3rd down is the